My brother just died, probably of an accidental OD. What happens now? Haven't seen this advice in any other comments, but it's advice that has stuck with me from some other Redditor a while back. Get at least 510 notarized original death certificates. You will need to send them all over the place to credit card companies and things like that. Not everyone is going to accept a photocopy, so having more than one original will ease some of that stress. I'm sorry for your loss. That sounds awful. Next steps would include figuring out funeral arrangements. Your family will probably want to contact the local company to figure out burial plans or arrange cremation. That company, mortuary, will then handle transporting the body from the morgue and doing whatever you guys decided. Your family will also need to get access to his house, apartment, and start figuring out what to do with his stuff and closing out his life and all. My condolences for your loss. I'm so sorry for your loss. I lost my sister to an OD a few years back. I belong to the Compassionate Friends. We have support groups for sibling loss. We have Zoom and in-person meetings. Feel free to PM me. Sending you and your family my best. I'm sorry to hear about that. At the morgue they will likely do an investigation to determine cause of death and confirm it was an OD. Once that is done, they will follow up with the next of kin, either parents or whomever is closest, for what they would like to do with the body. Generally the family will employ a funeral home who will take the body and prepare it for a funeral based on the family's wishes. There are many options for how the body can be prepared, what services can be offered, and how they will ultimately be laid to rest. Now you contact family and friend who loved him. You spend the next few days getting a burial or funeral together and are engulfed by family and friends' support. Then it hits and sets in once everyone but you goes back to normal life. Those who loved your brother will be very sad and miss him. That's about it, and I'm very sorry. My older brother died in May. 3 days after his 28th. Roommate mixed him a hot shot and then 3 more to make off with a Nas and a few $100. He's powder in a can now. Risks of being an aspiring meth dealer. Fuck around and find out. Delete his search history. Sorry for your loss. My brother died of an overdose in a halfway house a few years back. My sisters called and let me know. I went to the halfway house the next day with trash bags to gather his belongings. We had a funeral service a few days later. For the living, life goes on. This too shall pass, my friend. Sweetie, are you asking what they do with the body at the morgue? Depending on the wishes, his body will be prepped, dressed, and sent to cremation or wake, funeral. Sending you big hugs. Someone needs to contact a local funeral home and start making arrangements. The funeral employees do this for a living and are usually very good at it. They will help you and answer any questions you have. They will also help you get a death certificate, which you will need several copies of. Did he have will? If so, you need to find it. If not, there is a legal process you will have to go through to settle his estate. There's a lot to get through. I'm sure you are probably numb if this was unexpected. Just take a deep breath and know you can get through this. Hey, my brother died about a year and a half ago the same way. Just made the wrong choices throughout his life consistently. It was the inevitable ending that always felt abstractly down the road. Are you responsible for sorting things? Or is that something your parents are taking care of? Generally just want to keep on asking the person that you're talking to about what the next step is. Talk to the people that took the body away. Ask what the next step is and when to follow up. Then follow up with that person, and when you're done with them, to ask what the next step is and follow up. Empty his wallet of cards and information to see what you need to follow up on. bank accounts to close, creditors to deal with, gift cards with $1.78 chunking around on them. Make sure that any people that were in his life, if he had a girlfriend, kids, friends, know what are going on. If he has an employer, report it to them. It doesn't have to be done today, but soon, and quickly make decisions about what to do with the space that he lived in. My brother lived in the bedroom above my mom's house, and we ended up throwing away most stuff. Goodwill or donate. Try not to get too many sentimental mementos. 1 or 2 and let the rest go. Check yourself periodically. It might not happen this week, or this month, or even 6 months down the line. But you need to unpack everything. Only you can correctly gauge if you need outside help with that. But don't let it sit forever. If it literally just happened, my suggestion is tonight before bed download Tetris or a puzzle game. Play for at least 15 minutes. Studies have shown that logical puzzle-type games, Tetris specifically, help to reorient the brain so that it can cope with tragedy in a significantly more meaningful way, with less negative consequences. I'm sorry to say I've been through the same. I had to identify him, had to call my mom, had to answer some questions from the cops as if I might know where he got the drugs, had to clean out his apartment with my mom and take most of it to the dump. That was the worst day by far. Had to get death certificates, sell his car, kept some of his stuff, brought some special things to his friends and my family, helped plan a memorial service. He was cremated. The police gave me his phone after they were done going through it. Crazy to go have someone's active phone after they're gone. So many people texting, "Where are you? How've you been? Why aren't you answering?" I soon threw that phone away. It felt too weird. I myself got so many messages from so many people expressing their condolences. People I hadn't heard from in years. I just started writing this stream of consciousness, and it felt good to get these painful memories out. Hey, lost my sister under similar circumstances. That was in 2016, and time is about to do a really funny number on you. Are you dealing with this yourself, or are other siblings, parents around to help? Feel free to reach out if you need a stranger to scream at, vent, etc., etc. If you are going to cremate and don't plan on a funeral home, contact your local cremation society. A lot cheaper than going through a funeral home. With my parents, we had a service at the church and cremation society handled the remains. Also, I second getting at least 10 copies of the death certificate, maybe even 20. Easier to get them up front. Obituary is another thing you might consider. Or if he was active on Facebook, you can post there. Eventually you can convert his FB to a memorial page.
Are you okay?
I'm real sorry to hear this, friend. Cope well. Remember the good times. Love you, bro. Next, you, or whoever is next of kin, decides what to do with his body. Do you want a funeral? Cremation? Then you call around and get a few quotes and go with the one you feel best. They handle the rest. You just hand over a check. Sorry for what you're going through. I lost my husband and my dad all within a few short years, so I've been down this road a few times. And it ducks. First, I'm sorry for your loss. Second, consult with an estate attorney. Third, go through your brother's papers. Look for a will. Even without one, you'll need to probate his estate. Contact your local county surrogates court. The clerks there are usually extremely nice. They walk grieving families through the process all the time and will gently tell you what to do. You'll need to have the court appoint an estate administrator and issue letters testamentary. You'll need these to close bank accounts and to talk to anyone, any place where your brother had accounts, investments, retirement accounts, life insurance policies, etc. If your brother owned his residence, you'll likely have to sell it to satisfy the mortgage and/or other liens, or otherwise dispose of it according to his will. There's other steps, but these are the most immediate. Request an autopsy. From hearing others losing loved ones unexpectedly, state might not bother doing one.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.